What up, though? Little chickens sitting around. Just got back from hanging out with me, mom, shit. We had today our birthday, so we had a nice little dinner or lunch, I should say. I wanted to go live. I don't see nobody else on, so you know, I wanted to go live and just talk about some stuff. We'll talk about this topic I want to talk about. You know, just gonna be a reaction about something that I've been really talking about. I'm gonna see if I could get one or two people in here to give me a mic check. Shut my camera down, let it run for 2 minutes. Let me get my 2 minutes up out of here. What's going on, one person? What's good with it? What up, though? I hope you're having a good day. I had a good day. Shit, I was hanging out with my mom for her birthday. You know what I'm saying? Did something nice for my me mom for her birthday. So I'm just hanging out with her today. I see the one person, can you say what up though? I don't care about a like and none of that other shit. I just want you to say what up though. Let me know that you can hear me clear. I hope you're having a good day, whether you're somebody I rock with or not, because, you know, really don't care. But I hope all is well. I know y'all see the topic. I'm gonna be breaking some stuff down and I'm gonna give my presentation. What's up, three people? Anybody who speak, let me know you can hear me clear. What up, though? Hope you're having a great day. I got a presentation, ain't that long. It's a little short video, and I'm gonna speak on some stuff. You see the title. Love, lace, peace to you, sister. Hope all is well. I hope that you're having a great day. You're always in my prayers. You know how we do. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. So I wanted to speak on this you people who are valuable know their worth. And nobodies need validation. The people who have the people who are valuable, they don't necessarily have to tell the world. Evening, Mika. Hope all is well with your sister. It's a beautiful day out, or evening. What time is it? It's evening, 5 o'clock, Hope all is well. Oh yeah, I appreciate you, love lace. You know how we do. So, my topic is basically about knowing your worth. If you're valuable, you know that you're, what I'm saying, what I'm saying, you don't need to you don't need someone else to tell you you're valuable. Your value is measured by, you know, what you can contribute without having to say it. You don't need to tell people I'm valuable. You don't need to show, your actions speak louder than words, and you can show your value or show that you're a valuable person by the things that you can contribute to, whatever, your endeavor is. So it's a lot of people who who need the validation of others to feel valuable, and their value is tied to attention. Their value is tied to the praise that people give you. Oh, excuse me. Your value is tied to something that's you know to a feeling. Your value is not tied to something physical, or the fact that someone lets you know. Mike Simmons, what up though? What's good with it, bro? Hope all is well with you. Miss Eve, respect to you, sister. Hey, Miss Eve, and when I said that on Ant Panel, I didn't mean no disrespect, and I hope you didn't take it that way. I was just saying something that, I was just saying it in the chat. I was just being funny. I meant no disrespect, and I hope you didn't take it that way. I was just I was serious, but I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. So, I hope that you took my comment that I said that I was like, Miss E pretty. Like, I hope you don't take that as I was trying to be disrespectful to you. So, you know, but anyway, I just want, I want to talk about this because this is what's going on right now in the sector about, people equating value. Oh, you didn't even hear me. Oh, Miss E, before I get to my video, what I said was, uh, after you had jumped off the panel the first time last night on Anthony's panel, I was like, Miss E, pretty. I was like, I don't know why these dudes be talking shit about Miss E. Like, Miss E, pretty. And they laughed, and it was fun. I got the laugh out of them and shit, but it was like, I didn't want you to think that I was like, like saying some flirty, or you know what I mean. Like, I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, basically. So so that's all I said. I was just saying, I was like, Miss Eve pretty. I don't know why these dudes be trying to go at Miss Eve like that. I was like, like, she pretty. Like, shit. So, it wasn't nothing like, that was all I said. It wasn't nothing extra. That's all I want to say. G Mama, respect to you, sister. I mean, hey, look, so people get mad at Miss Eve. I'm gonna just tell you, like, I've noticed that a lot of times when I say certain things, people get upset. So I just wanted to make sure that I didn't, like you know, I didn't offend you, because I don't want to offend anyone, intentionally. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I was saying. It is a lot of women haters. We talked about that yesterday. But I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna talk about something. I got a presentation, y'all. You know what I'm saying, and it ain't that long. The video's not that long, and you know, for some reason, Streamyard said I'm almost at my limit. So I'm gonna try to I'm gonna see if I can drop the link. I'm gonna talk after I do my presentation, but I'm gonna just do a regular presentation on this. So I wanna there's something that's been going on in the sector, and I just want to talk about it. So you know. Yeah, Missy, like I just okay. So um, I was, I watch things like things about the human nature, human behavior, because by me when I joined the military, I wanted to learn my enemy. So whatever my enemy did, I studied, because I wanted to know their mindset, where they stood as far as their mindset, so I could know what I was up against. Oh yeah, hey, and I cleaned up, y'all, so I don't look like a bum. And my mama told me when I went to see her the last time, she said I look like don't nobody love me, so I cleaned up and shit. So you know, but I want to talk. I want to talk about this. Like, I'm not saying that people are my enemy, but I'm saying that their behavior and how I interact with them, is what I pay attention to. So, Lance, what up, though? So, I'm gonna get started on this video. It's called I know y'all can see it, but it's the psychology of people who brag. So, that's what's been going on for the past. It's been going on for the past few. I mean, it's been going on for years, but just extra these past couple weeks. So I'm gonna start the video off. It's say 30 minutes. I'm not gonna go the whole 30 minutes because at the end they talk about how to, how to interact with these people and all this other stuff. I don't wanna I don't want to play that part at the end where it say how to interact with the people, because we all grown, we're adults. Some of us are up in age, and we understand that we know how to interact with these people. So I'm gonna just go ahead and play it. I'm gonna play a couple seconds, and then I'm gonna go back, or I'm gonna play a couple seconds. Somebody let me know if y'all can hear the content, and then I'm gonna Did y'all hear that clear? I just want to make sure that y'all heard that, so that way I don't have to. I just want to make sure that it's clear. Did y'all hear that, or do I gotta go back? Okay, okay. Appreciate that, y'all. Not worth it. What up, though? Hope all is well with you. So appreciate y'all. Hey, I appreciate everybody who come and show up and listen to me chop it up. Cause hey, I'm about the family. So here we go.
You know that person who can't stop talking about their new car, their promotion, their perfect vacation. You smile politely as they go on, trying to sound impressed, but inside, you're exhausted. Maybe even a little irritated. We call them show-offs, braggarts, people who love the sound of their own success.
Okay, so Lonnie, what's good with it? Respect to your sister. Hope all is well. So did y'all heard that first? Y'all heard this first part, right? It said that the people that brag about things. Well, matter of fact, let me just go back so that way it'll be understood. I appreciate you, Lonnie. If you talking about my channel or the channel that I'm watching, oh, you watch this video. Oh, yeah.
But here's the twist. They aren't confident. They're terrified. It's one of the strangest paradoxes the way they
Okay.
hoped.
I don't know how to go back, so I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, Lonnie. This is studying human behavior. So I'm gonna start it again. My bad.
They aren't confident. They're terrified. It's one of the strangest paradoxes in human psychology that the people who shout the loudest about how great they are often the ones who feel the smallest inside.
So if you notice, it's a lot of people that's in the sector, and this is not for one specific person. This is for a lot of people. A lot of people have to, they do a lot of screaming and hollering and saying, screaming their accolades and what they done in life and how they, how they're so much great and all of this and that. But it's really something inside of them that makes them want to do that because they don't feel as big as they are in life.
That behind the constant sparkle of self-importance lies something dark, fragile, and desperate. What if bragging isn't arrogance, but a cry for help?
And that's mostly what it is. It's a person crying out to let you know, hey, look at me. I'm important. You need to see me because no one else sees me. So I need you to see me. So this is what's going on in the sector right now. It's like I have to do the most for you to see me because in my regular life no one sees me.
Every boast, every humble brag, every perfectly curated Instagram post might not be a declaration of superiority, but a whisper of insecurity, disguised as confidence. They aren't trying to convince you that they're great. They're trying to convince themselves. You can see
And that's a lot of what I say about people who do that bragging is that they have they have to do that to feel good about themselves. They have no choice because it's something that makes you want to let people know that you're great, you know.
it if you look closely, the slight tension in their smile when no one reacts the way they hoped, the rush to top someone else's story, the awkward pause when the attention moves away.
True respect, sister. What's good with it? Oh, I should have gave my disclaimer at the beginning. Hope all is well with you, true. Hey, any of them people, it's a lot of people I got blocked, so I can't see them and shit. But if they come in here trying to disrupt what I'm talking about, please feel free to kick them out. This is something. This is a topic that I think that needs to be talked about. You know what I'm saying? So any of my moms, if it's somebody else that y'all feel is not contributing, or or even you know do what you do. And I have nothing to say, because I'm trying to maintain focus on the topic. So I appreciate y'all for that. But
Beneath that glossy performance is something far more human: fear. The fear of being unseen, the fear of being ordinary. We all know a person like this.
so everybody know what type of people we dealing with when it comes to you know the people who feel like they're you know less than. They have to do things to make themselves feel more than. So it's like the way that they feel, they try to present themselves the direct opposite of, and it's like an extreme low, and then it turns into an extreme high.
Maybe, at times, we've been that person. The one who needs to prove, to announce, to remind the world, I matter. But what if the urge to prove is not about ego at all? What if it's about pain? Because confidence, real confidence, doesn't need an audience, but insecurity does. It needs applause, the way a drowning person needs air. It's not armor made of gold, it's armor made of glass. And once you understand that, you'll never look at a show off the same way again.
So this is what this has always been my perception of the sector. You know, it's like a person who has to constantly, you know, constantly say, "I do this, I have this, I do whatever." You know what I'm saying? Like they do that in a way that makes them feel like, what I'm saying, they feel better about themselves, but it's like they have to down you to make themselves like, it's like, instead of just communicating that you are who you are, they have to say, I'm this great person, like, I'm this, instead of just being themselves.
In this video, we're not just going to talk about bragging, we're going to unmask it to trace the invisible thread that ties it to childhood wounds, fragile egos, and the modern addiction to validation. We're going to explore what bragging is really hiding, and why so many of us can't stop doing it. Because underneath every performance of greatness, there's always a quieter truth whispering beneath the noise.
So I know people who've been in my been around in my chat, or been I mean I'm on my channel, and they seen me in other places. Like, it's certain things I brag about. I brag about my weapons, but it's not in a. I don't brag in a sense that, like, I'm saying that I'm more of a threat than the next person or anything like that. It's just like, like, I'm a military man, so we. I mean, if you have somebody in your family that's in the military, you would understand the reason why I do it, But you don't hear me bragging about how much of a great person I am and how much it is and how much of that. Like, I don't. I'm not a great person. I'm just a regular person who lived life and had regular life experience. So I don't have to brag about the things that went on in my life, because I'm not a bragging type of person. That's not my nature. I'm more of a humble and patient and peaceful type of person. So
I just don't want to disappear. Let's draw a line, a quiet but important one. The line between sharing and bragging. When someone shares, their goal is connection. They're saying, "This made me happy and I want to share that joy with you." But when someone brags, their goal is comparison. The message isn't, look at this amazing thing. It's, look at how amazing I am. Share
And that right there is one of the main components, is that they don't want to share their success. They want to share how great of a person they are. I have, like, I let it play, my bad.
Sharing invites you in. Bragging pushes you out. Imagine two conversations at brunch. One friend says, I finally got the job. I've worked for this for years. You feel her joy. You want to celebrate with her. That's sharing. Another friend leans back, stirs their coffee, and says, well, they had to promote me. I'm basically the only one who can handle clients like that. That's not sharing, that's signaling. Bragging is a performance, a self-advertisement, a highlight reel cut and polished to broadcast an identity, the identity of someone who has won.
And we see that often. No, nobody, like, it's basically, like they said, a performance. Somebody's trying to, you know, what we call it, you know, from where I'm from, we call it peacocking. Like the peacock, the bird, you know, it's like the bird that shows its feathers to get the people to pick a mate or to get someone's attention. It's just like the animal kingdom. The peacock show the bigger and the more design and the more intricate that the feathers are, the more attention that they get. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's just a bird. But it's about whose feathers are the prettiest and who got the best designs and who's the biggest. It's like it's a show. It's not for the right purpose. It's for the purpose of trying to show off instead of just saying, look at my feathers. Like look how much work I put in. Like,
Psychologists call it a form of self-presentation, a way of managing how others see us. And there's science behind it. A 2015 study by researcher Irene Scopoliti found that people who brag consistently overestimate how impressed others are by about 70%. They think they're admired. In reality, most listeners feel annoyed, bored, or quietly repelled.
and I'm quite sure it's a lot of people in the sector who feel that when people brag about the things that they have.
So, if bragging backfires so often, why do we keep doing it? The answer lies in a quiet, almost invisible mechanism called overcompensation. It's what happens when someone feels deeply insecure about one area of life and tries to drown it out by amplifying another. A man who secretly feels unintelligent brags about his wealth. A woman who feels unattractive posts photos of her perfect relationship.
And we definitely see a lot of that. We see a lot of peacocking. We see a lot of it. We see a lot of people just advertising themselves like they're the greatest person in the world, and anybody who speaks to them is lesser than. This is what we experience in the sector.
A person who feels empty brags about how busy and in demand they are. The brag is never about the surface thing. It's always about the hidden thing, the wound underneath. Every boast is a smoke signal, a way of saying, don't look at what I'm scared of, look at this shiny thing instead. Alfred Adler, one of the great early psychologists, called this the striving for superiority. For most people, it's healthy. It's what makes us work harder, learn more, grow. But for the chronic braggart, that striving turns into a mask. It's not about becoming better, it's about appearing better. And that's when the loop begins. They feel small, they brag, they get a hit of pride. The pride fades, They feel small again. They need another hit. It's a treadmill that never stops.
And I'm quite sure a lot of people can relate to that is when it comes to like once they brag about something, and then some people say, okay, that's good, and then some people like it's not good. Hitman, what up though? What's good with it? Hope all is well with you. And it's you see how it's like once they brag about one thing, and that people recognize, or they recognize that people don't think that that's important, or that's something that that deserves you know praise. They move to the next thing. It's like a cycle of me, I, what I have, what it's a cycle of me, because the person who has to keep bragging has actually nothing to offer, but what they have to brag about.
Because the real problem, the quiet sense of not enough, is never touched. You can spot it in conversation. The friend who can't just tell a story, they have to win the story. You say you went to Florida, they say they went to the Maldives. You talk about your small success, they casually double it. But behind that competition is something tragic. They don't want to win the conversation. They just don't want to disappear in it. So maybe the next time we hear someone brag, instead of rolling our eyes, we can pause and listen between their words. Because often, what sounds like arrogance is really just a quiet voice saying, please, see me.
And I was just on the panel yesterday. Let's care. Let's compare lists. It's like I gotta one up. I gotta one up you every time you say something. I gotta make you feel like I'm better than you. Like they said, the video said I went to Florida. The mother said I went to the Maldives. I go to the UK. I go to London. I go to this. I go this. I go here. Like, yo, okay. Like, why does it matter? If I say I went to somewhere that's somewhere that I had fun and enjoyed myself and it was fun, you want to belittle my experience by saying how many places you've been to. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, that's where you went.
And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever met someone like this? Or maybe caught yourself doing it too? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might help someone else see a little deeper behind the
I don't got
brag.
the fast forward button, y'all, so it's just playing.
We often think the braggart has a big ego, that they love themselves too much. But the truth is the opposite. Their ego isn't massive, it's fragile. It's not a fortress made of confidence. It's a thin shell constantly cracking under the weight of doubt, patched together with words of praise and approval.
And those words of approval come from other people who don't recognize that they're bragging. And I can give a perfect example of that. Someone who donates to you all the time, and you're like, oh, this person cool, they donate to me, they support me, and all this other stuff. And then they have an ulterior motive. And I'm not speaking about one person. So don't think that that's what this is, because I'm speaking about multiple people, because I know these type of people that's in the sector. And I'm gonna try my best not to say names of multiple people, because I don't, I just want this to be something that people can actually listen to, and at least learn a little bit, or not even learn, but just get an insight on what's going on around them, because this is what's going on around us.
Psychologists call this high but unstable self-esteem. It looks strong from the outside, loud, assertive, self-assured. But on the inside, it's like standing on thin ice. Every compliment keeps them afloat, every criticism cracks the surface. People with stable self-esteem can withstand silence. They can fail, be ignored, or be criticized and still feel intact. Their sense of worth comes from within, not from the eyes of others.
And that's what I've been trying to tell people, that regardless to what you think of me, or you think of my actions, or how I live my life, or anything that came out into YouTube that looks bad in the eyes of others. I have self-esteem. I believe in myself. I know my value. I know my worth. I know what I can contribute to a group, and I know what I can contribute to another person, or a relationship, or a friendship. I know what I can contribute. So judging me for the things that I've done in my life does not affect me as it would a person who brags all the time. Because if you said that to a person who brags, and you critique them, and you said something about them, they will make them angry, frustrated, scream and holler, go crazy, and everything. Like, these people have fragile emotions. They have fragile mentalities. Their spirits are fragile.
They don't need to perform their success because they're already living it. That's what we sometimes call quiet confidence. It's not loud because it doesn't have to prove anything. But the fragile ego, it's different. It's hungry, restless, addicted to reassurance. It needs constant.
Hey, y'all see that image? This one person is screaming and hollering at the crowd. And some of the crowd is looking, some of them walking away. And this person is just like, look at me. This is what I do. This is what I have. This is me. Look, look, look. We see it all the time. Kiss my cheeks, respect, sister. Hope all is well to you. I hope all is well. I hope that you're having a great evening.
Constant proof that it matters, constant applause to silence the whisper that says, "You're not enough." Imagine this. They walk into a room full of people. They look calm, maybe even charming. But their mind is scanning for cues. Who noticed them? Who looked impressed? Who didn't? Every reaction becomes data in an endless emotional spreadsheet. Am I admired?
Okay, so we heard yesterday that I'm doing a science experiment. I'm just I'm just doing different things just to see. I'm trying to analyze everything. Now hold on, let me go back a couple seconds because it was some people that was in there that was on Anthony Live. I want y'all to actually hear what this person said that sounds familiar. And I'm sorry for going back, y'all. It's I'm trying to make a point. So
You're not enough. Imagine this. They walk into a room full of people. They look calm, maybe even charming. But their mind is scanning for cues. Who noticed them? Who looked impressed? Who didn't? Every reaction becomes data in an endless emotional spreadsheet. Am I admired? Am I liked? Am I safe? They live at the mercy of mirrors, mirrors made of people. That's why one small comment can wreck their day.
and you notice that you can they can speak on how great they are, and they're fine. But once you say something like what does that mean? Or that don't mean shit to me. It's like it's like it shatters the glass. It shatters the mirror because they're looking for other people to be the mirror that they're looking for, and you know, if they brag and you keep congratulating them, you're fueling their ego, and you're fueling things in them. And it's, you know what I'm saying, once someone that they come across that doesn't give them that same praise or adoration or admiration, it crumbles everything.
When someone else succeeds, they don't feel inspired, they feel threatened. Because admiration, to them, is a limited resource. If you're getting it, that means they're losing it. So they fight to stay visible, to stay special, to stay above. But here's the tragedy. This very fight for validation creates the opposite of what they crave. Their bragging, the very thing they use to be seen, pushes people away. And when people pull away, the loneliness confirms their worst fear. I'm not enough.
And I know it hurts when I say you're nothing. What you have to say means absolutely nothing. I don't care what you have. What you think or what you feel means absolutely nothing. And I know that it breaks the the spirit of the person, but the person who brags is the direct opposite of me. So I'm letting them know, like, yo, like what you have means absolutely nothing to me. I'm gonna do another video on why it's like that. But right now we're talking about the 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 validation of the person who brags, because it's like the attention whore. You know what I'm saying? Like the person who needs attention. Attention is the same drug, and this is basically bragging is for seeking the attention purposes.
It's a painful cycle. They brag to feel worthy. The bragging isolates them. The isolation makes them feel unworthy again. And around it goes. This is the hidden cost of a fragile ego. It turns connection into competition, friendship into performance. They don't talk with people, they talk at them.
And that's the key point. That's one of the key points right there. Instead of talking with someone, they're talking at them. Like they're the boss. Like, I'm better than you, so you gotta listen to me. You know. Mhm. Oh, hey, for multiple people, kiss my cheeks. Multiple. Fat T, what up, though? Yeah, hey, kiss my cheeks. I'm playing this for multiple people, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, this is for the hit. This is for the hit dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing rocks in the air, and if the rock don't land on you, you know what I'm saying? It ain't for you. But if I throw some rocks in the air, some bricks in the air, and it land on you and it hurt you, I'm talking about you. So if it don't apply, let it fly. But it's, yeah. I'm throwing rocks in the air. I'm throwing bricks in the air. I'm not gonna use my ref. I'm not gonna use my weapon reference. All right. So kiss my cheeks. You got to give me it. Hey, let me know at the end if I was cool. I ain't talked about it. I ain't talked about it yet.
Because if they stop talking, they might have to face the silence. And the silence is where all the doubt lives. Maybe you've seen it. The co-worker.
Wait. What happened? Not working. He said nobody in particular gets on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's funny. I can explain that later. Ask me later. I'll tell you. I don't have a problem. Hey, look, one thing about me. And let me show my face. Oh, I already got that. Let me show my face. I can say whatever I said then. I can say it then. Say it to me at the end though. Not worth it. Remind me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me know, because I'll explain it.
Fear. I'm not enough. It's a painful cycle. They brag to feel worthy. The bragging isolates them. The isolation makes them feel unworthy.
So the reason why they feel isolated is because when you brag about something, you put yourself in the spotlight. So when you're bragging and you put yourself in the spotlight, people are looking at you. So that means that every single thing that you say, maybe not every single thing, but everything that you say, it puts you in the spotlight. It puts you on top of it puts you on stage. Like somebody who got a solo on a stage and shit. You know what I'm saying? It puts you on the stage, so the spotlight is on you, you on the stage and everybody looking at you and you isolated. So that means that every single thing that you do is up for critique or assessment or analyzing or whatever words y'all want to use. Y'all know what I mean. It's up for discussion.
Worthy again, and around it goes. This is the hidden cost of a fragile ego. It turns connection into competition, friendship into performance. They don't talk with people, they talk at them. Because if they stop talking, they might have to face the silence, and the silence is where all the doubt lives. Maybe you've seen it. The co-worker who has to one-up every story, the friend who interrupts your win with theirs, the relative who keeps telling the same old tale of their glory days. It's not that they don't care about you. It's that they can't stop fighting to matter. And maybe, just maybe, you've felt that fight inside yourself too. That
Not me, because I never compared myself to another man because we all live our lives. We are all individuals. So everything that I experience is my experience. We may have experienced something similar, but it's not my experience. So listening to other people's experience sometimes is interesting. So I'll the you could tell your glory days, but if you tell me your glory days 400 times, I'm gonna be like, yo, like, why you keep telling me the same thing like you ain't did nothing else since then? Is it more to your experience than just this moment in time or what you done for these moments? Is it more to it? Because I could talk about a lot of experiences that I have from the past, from from 20 years ago to 15 years ago to 10 years ago to 5 years ago to today. And if I keep living, I'll talk about what's tomorrow or what happened at the past when tomorrow is here. Like, life is about evolution and change. And if you stuck on your glory days or when you were great, you know, there's nothing more left.
restless need to remind others that you're doing okay, maybe because you're not entirely sure you believe it yet. If that sounds familiar, know this. You're not broken. You're just scared of being unseen, of being ordinary, of being forgettable. But confidence, real confidence, isn't about proving you're more. It's about knowing you're already enough.
Now, y'all heard that? Knowledge of self is the greatest power that you have. And to knowing that you are a great person. It's nothing that can defeat you because you already know that you are a great person. You don't have to be better than you don't have to shrink someone else down to make yourself better. You can be better. You already better because you accept that, I've made mistakes. I have flaws. I've done this, I've done that, and I always say this. If you shouldn't have regrets in life because you wouldn't be the great person that you are today. So you had to go through that hardship, the hurt, the tragedy, you had to go through everything that you've been through in life. You had to go through it to be who you are today. So you don't have to knock nobody else down to be great because you already great yourself because you survived all of the things that you've been through in life. So that means that you are a great person already. So I don't have to scream to somebody else I'm a great person. I'm just a great person. I'm not in competition with nobody else because we all have life experience.
And the louder the brag, the clearer the message underneath it becomes. Not, I'm great, but I'm afraid I'm not. If a fragile ego is the wound, then validation is the drug that numbs it. And we live in a world that makes that drug almost impossible to resist.
Oh, y'all missed that image. Well, I don't know if y'all. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can go back to that image. I'm gonna pause it on that image because that image says a lot. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm doing my artist shit too, y'all. This is
Of
some
being
great artwork.
forgettable. But confidence, real confidence, isn't about proving you're more. It's about knowing you're already enough. And the louder the brag, the clearer the message underneath it becomes. Not, I'm great, but I'm afraid I'm not. If a fragile ego is the wound, then validation is the drug that numbs it. And we live in a world that makes that drug almost impossible to.
Look at that image. That's the heart is validation, and then somebody else blowing into it. That broken heart is one individual. That the other one is somebody that's. I mean, art is up for interpretation, but that's what I see. Draco, what up, though? Yeah, yeah, yeah. We talking. Take notes. Yeah, yeah. Take notes. I appreciate you, Draco, for coming in. I hope everything is good with you, bro. Having a great evening.
resist. It's late.
All right.
The room is dark except for the glow of a phone screen. A photo just went up, the perfect vacation, the perfect outfit, the perfect smile. And then it begins, the waiting. 1 like, 10, 50. The brain lights up, a tiny rush of relief. They see me.
All these people that brag about the things that they have, they just want to be seen. They just want somebody to give them some attention and some time. Like that fuels them. Like they like, oh, this is like I need this. It was good on cheese to me.
This isn't metaphorical, it's chemical. Neuroscientists at Harvard discovered that when we talk about ourselves, the same part of the brain activates as when we eat.
Look at this image, y'all. Look at this image. Look, I got y'all attention. Look at me, and there's people looking at them like, okay, you got your phone up, man. Like, you got your phone up. You got your money. You got everything that you brag about is in your hand, and you holding it up like, hey, look. But they don't realize that their phone could be taken out their hand, or whatever they got in their hand could be taken out, and then they just go back to nothing.
Or have sex, or receive a reward. Self-disclosure literally releases dopamine, the brain's pleasure chemical. So when you post that bragging photo, when you tell a story that makes you look good, and the notifications start rolling in, that warmth you feel isn't confidence. It's chemistry. It's a hit. But like any drug, the high fades. And once it fades, the craving begins. You tell yourself, I'll just post another picture, another story, another update disguised as connection. But
Lying. Have to keep going to announce. I'm still here, y'all. I'm still here, y'all. Look, pay attention to me. I'm here. I got some more stuff. Look at me. I'm here. Attention is a hell of a drug. I don't like it because I like to move in the shadows. Let me do what I gotta do, and you won't see me, so I could get away. Like, I don't like to be seen. I really don't like that shit. I really don't like to be in the spotlight. Like when I make my real moves, I don't want to. I want to be able to move and no one see me.
But what you're really doing is chasing that same small dose of reassurance that says, you're still enough, you're still relevant, you still matter. Psychologists call this excessive reassurance seeking. It's when your self worth depends almost entirely on how others respond to you. And social media, with its infinite scroll of hearts, comments, and follow accounts, has turned this insecurity into a system. It's a slot machine for approval. We used to look for love in people's eyes. Now we look for it in numbers. And here's the cruel twist: those numbers lie. They don't measure connection, they measure attention.
Damn, I paused it right on time. But yeah, the attention, the likes, the everything that don't matter matters to them. Because that means as long as I'm bragging, as long as I'm saying the things that I need to say to get people to pay attention to me, that's what works. And that's not what real life is. They living in a world that doesn't exist. It's only the world that they created for themselves because they can't live in a world with other people. They're isolated. They isolated themselves in the world that they live in, and they believe that they're the greatest in the world that they live in, and we're supposed to see them like they see themselves, but we don't see them unless they open their mouths and talk because we're not paying attention to them. Because the genuine people are the ones who get the attention, not the one who brags. The one who brags get the attention, but it's not the attention that they want. But they don't realize that because they just want the attention.
And attention is not the same as love. That's why the validation never feels like enough. You can get 1,000 likes and still feel invisible, because the void isn't outside you, it's inside you. And the one thing that can fill it can't be found on a screen. Think about the braggart in your feed, the one who posts about every win, every trip, every moment of curated happiness. It's easy to roll your eyes, but beneath that filtered glow might be someone quietly starving for recognition. Each photo, each caption is an emotional transaction. I give you my highlight reel, you give me proof that I exist.
And that's what it is. This is what a lot of these people in the sector do. They care about what they care about what other people think. So they got to keep doing it. They got to keep trying to seek your attention, seek your validation, seek it because they don't have it inside themselves. And that's why they're like bloodsuckers. They're like mosquitoes. They like vampires. They're like leeches. You know what I'm saying? They have to take away from you so they can feel valuable. It's like stealing souls. It's like the devil. Once 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 the devil lose all the souls that he collects and shit, he becomes nothing.
Social media has turned insecurity into performance art. We've learned to brand our self-worth, to package it, sell it, refresh it, measure it. And in the process, we've forgotten how to just be. The validation void doesn't just change how we act, it changes how we think. It creates a mental economy of comparison, a constant subconscious scoreboard where someone else's success means your loss. And the braggart, who already fears being unseen, becomes trapped in that
Where's he going? Oh yeah. Yep, exactly. Not working.
endless contest for visibility. They're not showing you their life, they're showing you their proof of life. Because if they stop posting, if they stop proving, the silence might confirm their worst fear that no one's really watching. And
And that's the problem right there. They can't live their regular life without the validation of other people because they don't get the validation or the security in their own lives.
yet, behind the curated perfection, something quietly breaks. Because the more you depend on external validation, the less you trust your own voice. You forget what genuine pride feels like without an audience. You lose the ability to celebrate yourself privately, and that's one of the quietest kinds of sadness there is. So the bragging continues. The photos keep coming. The performance goes on. Not because they're proud, but because they're scared to stop. And maybe that's the tragedy of modern validation. We're all out here trying to be seen, but the more we chase it, the less we actually feel seen at all.
Oh well, hey, kiss my cheeks. This look, the music is sad because it's a sad situation. Like these people really are sad on the inside. Like they need to do all of this to be recognized. Let's see, some of that shit don't even be a bad. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, that's hey, look, not worth it. That's the key right there. It's the make believe that makes it real. You know, the make believe of the motherfucking yeah, it's a it's for sure a sad situation. I mean, come on, like these people really hurt on the inside. These people are crying on the inside. They, you know what I'm saying? They're miserable on the inside. It's a sad situation. So the music is fitting.
Some people don't brag because they want to feel better than. They brag because they're terrified of feeling like nothing at all. This isn't about arrogance anymore. It's about survival, emotional survival. You see, many of these people grew up in homes where love had conditions. Love wasn't given freely, it had to be earned.
And I grew up in a house like this. That they were just talking about. I grew up like that. But it is start raining. Yeah, I grew up in a house where love was conditional. But I was taken out of that house. You know what I'm saying? I ended up at a house where love was just given because I wasn't supposed to be in that house. So they took me out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like he said it's raining. I was taken out of that house and then I was taught the direct opposite. And I was around men that told me you create your own worth. You create your own value. So that means you can't depend on somebody else to give it to you. You have to earn it yourself and you have to maintain it yourself. So I learned that I don't have to do things to let people know that I'm valuable. They can see my work versus me saying I'm valuable. Because I don't need to tell people I'm valuable. I think people understand or comprehend that I'm valuable. You know, like yo, like you got a certain set of skills that can, you know, all right, kiss my cheeks. I'm not gonna do it.
Maybe they were the smart one, the talented one, the golden child. And every time they achieved something, they were praised, celebrated, seen. But when they failed, when they were just average or quiet or struggling, the warmth disappeared, the attention faded, the room went cold. So they learned an equation early in life. Achievement equals love. Success equals worth. And the dark side of that equation is equally simple. Average equals invisible. Failure equals unlovable.
Let me go back. I wanna address that.
Maybe they were the smart one, the talented one, the golden child. And every time they achieved something, they were praised, celebrated, seen. But when they failed, when they were just average or quiet or struggling. The warmth disappeared. The attention faded. The room went cold. So they learned an equation early in life. Achievement equals love. Success equals worth. And the dark side of that equation is equally simple. Average equals invisible. Failure equals unlovable.
All right, so when it comes to that part, your success is measured by your quality of life, and that's your own quality of life. Like the bum on the corner, not the crackhead, but the bum who has nothing. We look down upon that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's self esteem, self reliance, self preservation, self, like you have to depend on self. Like what you hold your, what standards and morals you hold yourself to is the ones that matter the most, not the ones that other people have for you. That's basically what the point I was trying to make, and I'm glad you said that, to get me back on track. I appreciate you, not worth it, because I was gonna go somewhere else with it, but that's exactly the only way to get to the greatest place is through yourself, because no, we can help each other do it, but you have to have people that's around you that have the same self, the same self as you. Hey, not work. Hey, look, bro. Sometimes I go a little bit off, but I'm glad that I'm reading the chat and shit. I'm seeing what it is, bro. Like, appreciate you. Nah, it's what it is.
That's how a show off is born, not out of vanity, but out of fear. They grow into adults who live like performers on a stage that never ends. Every accomplishment, every milestone, every post becomes a line in their lifelong script. See me, hear me, remember me. Because if they stop performing, if they stop proving, the spotlight might go dark, and when it does, they fear they'll disappear. It's not attention they're chasing, it's existence.
And that's what it is. They just want to exist, because they don't exist in the world that they live in, because they created the fake one. Like, in your own personal life, you can create an image of yourself for everybody else to see instead of being yourself. So a lot of these people create an image of themselves to for everybody else. It's a performance for everybody else, but at the end of the night, they take that makeup off, they take that mask off, and then they go back to being who they are. And sometimes that's a miserable place or a sad place for some people, because they don't have that self love enough to understand that it's just them. You got to live by yourself, regardless if you're married, you got somebody in your life, you got kids, you got everything going on around you. At the end of the day, you still have to look in the mirror and look at yourself. You have to look at self, and self is what matters. But people want all outside to validate. People want validation for the bullshit they do, so they can feel like they justified and they right for it, instead of having their own set standard and say, I'm not doing this regardless of how anybody feels about it. It's
Their achievements become like oxygen, something they can't stop inhaling, even when it's suffocating them. Every success feels fleeting, every silence feels like death. And so they work harder, talk louder, shine brighter, desperate to keep their name echoing just a little longer in a world that forgets so easily. This fear of invisibility doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it hides behind humor, the person who always needs to be the funniest in the room. Sometimes it hides behind perfection, the one who can never let a mistake show. Sometimes it hides behind the word
And not worth it. That's straight up. That's real shit.
busy, the one who fills every silence with activity because stillness feels too close to being forgotten. But underneath all those masks is the same terrified whisper: if I'm not special, then I'm nothing. They
And that's what they feel like. If nobody is paying me attention, I'm nobody. I would have preferred to have been a nobody. I would have rather stayed a nobody. But I was introduced and shamed and all this other shit. I would have rather just been somebody in the chat just typing and shit. But somehow it led to this, me talking and doing this live right now. And I don't have no regrets, but I I do have something to say. But I would have just preferred to be in the chat saying it, but here I am. Welcome to the Lou. You know.
they don't know how to rest because rest feels like disappearing. They don't know how to receive love because deep down they only trust the kind they have to earn. That's why many high achievers, the ones who look unstoppable, often feel hollow when the applause fades. Because the applause was never just applause. It was proof that they were still worth something. And that's the saddest irony. They've spent their whole lives chasing visibility, yet they've never truly been seen not for who they are, only for what they do. They've become experts at curating happiness instead of feeling it. They can make
I, I yeah, I appreciate both of y'all. Kiss my cheeks. I appreciate everybody who here still. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that, but yeah, I did have to give myself a voice. And now that I'm speaking, it's like whoa, like is that Lou? Like whoa, you know. I am I I can slip into a place where I go dark and shit like that, but I'm relatively a good person, and don't let my darkness be a hindrance from you getting to know me. You know what I'm saying? Empowered. Yeah, don't let my darkness outshine my light. Hey, look, I ain't going to the 30, y'all. I'm only going to the
a photo look like joy, but don't remember the last time they actually felt it. They can talk about their success for hours, but can't sit in silence with themselves for 5 minutes. They are so busy proving they matter that they forget how to simply exist. Maybe you've met someone like this. Maybe you've been someone like this. That person who keeps achieving, keeps sharing, keeps pushing, but still feels unseen when the lights go out. If that's you, this part of the story isn't meant to shame you. It's to help you see that the bragging, the perfection, the performance, it all begins.
hey, not worth it. Appreciate that, bro. That's real shit, bro. I try to I try to be peaceful all the time, bro. Try.
Began as a survival strategy. When you were young, being extraordinary was how you stayed safe. But you're not that child anymore. You don't have to earn your right to be loved. Because real visibility doesn't come from being admired. It comes from being known. And being known starts when you finally dare to put the performance down and let yourself be seen, not as special, but as real.
I am me. I am who I am, and it's just what it is. I'm an average man. I make average money. I got an average life. There's nothing great or spectacular about me. Just a regular dude. I own a business. I I'm married. I got other stuff going on. I got a house. You know what I'm saying? I live a comfortable life. I'm nothing special. And I'm not gonna look down on somebody who has less than me, and I'm not gonna look up to somebody who has more than me because at the end of the day, we all the same. You know, people laugh at me when I say I got millionaire friends, but I treat them niggas like they regular people. They regular motherfuckers than me. To everybody else, they're somebody special because of the money and the assets or the materials that they have. They're regular people to me because I knew them when they had nothing. When they were just average like me. And I still treat them like they average like me. You know, like like my granddad was a famous jazz musician and he played with the stars and he played he played with the motherfucking my granddad played the saxophone with Bill Clinton when he got inaugurated. My granddad, that was my granddad, my blood granddad, who played with Bill Clinton when he got inaugurated. My granddad was a rock star. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that was him. That wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a regular motherfucker like me. But when he went somewhere, they treated him like a king. And he always told me, like, yo, I'm just a regular person. When you come around these people, treat them like they're regular people and they give you more respect. And that was something that I took from my granddad because it was something that he meant. Like, yo, don't be googly eyed and starstruck and all this other shit. Like, ain't no stars in this motherfucker. The only star that's on this motherfucker is in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't no stars, ain't no fame. You know, people could be famous and all. You give respect. Respect is due when it's due, but no one is greater than who you can be and who you are. So that's what stuck with me. You know, like
For most people, bragging is a mask for insecurity. But for some, that mask becomes something else. It hardens, it sharpens, it stops being protection and starts being a weapon. That's where we cross the narcissism line. Because not all braggarts are narcissists. But every narcissist, in some way, is a braggart. The difference lies not in the act itself, but in the motive behind it. For the
so. It's always a motive for making yourself feel like you're better and superior to other people.
insecure braggart, the brag is a shield. They boast to silence their fear of being less than. They crave validation, yes, but at their core, they're still human, capable of shame, capable of doubt, capable of guilt. When you criticize them, they deflate. You can almost see the air leave their chest. Their bragging was a plea for reassurance, not domination. But for the narcissistic braggart, the brag is a sword. They don't brag to feel equal, they brag to feel superior. They don't crave admiration as comfort, they crave it as proof of power.
I fight with swords too. So someone who believes that them bragging and being better than me and having more than me gives them an advantage, I fight with the same sword too, but mine is on the opposite end. Yeah, the sword comes with a soft side and a sharp side, and you will end up turning that blade on yourself. And I won't use no sword because I don't have to defeat you because I know who I am. So you're fighting yourself, and then I'm gonna do a video on this. What I'm talking about the sword because the sword is very important.
And when that admiration is threatened, their response isn't sadness, it's rage. That's how you tell the difference. The insecure braggart feels small when ignored. The narcissist feels insulted. The insecure braggart might apologize when confronted. The narcissist will attack, devalue, or destroy you for daring to question them. Insecure bragging says, "Please see me." Narcissistic bragging says, "How dare you not?" This is where the fragile ego mutates into something darker, an ego that no longer wants to be healed but worshipped. Narcissistic bragging isn't about self-doubt anymore. It's about entitlement. They don't just want validation. They believe they deserve it. They see
And it's people in this sector that say, I have money. I can, people are mad at me because I have money. And my money can influence and my money can do and my money can, because it's another, it's besides who y'all think I'm talking about, it's other people who in the sector who do that. It's people who do that. And they believe that the material things that they have to offer can sway the narrative in their favor to make people give them the admiration that they want. So they basically pay for the admiration. This key word here, they pay for it. They want it. No, not worth it. Not all swords are double edged. You know what I'm saying? Because some swords have one side that's sharp, and they have one side that's dull. The sword is one side could be soft, so it doesn't hurt, so it doesn't kill. I should say it doesn't. The sword doesn't kill; it hurts, and it debilitates them. Versus the sharp side that decapitates them. So it's a difference between the size of the sword.
admiration not as a gift, but as their birthright. You can see it in the tone. The insecure braggart talks up, trying to reach your approval. The narcissist talks down, making sure you stay below them. And in a world built on social media, this difference gets dangerously blurred. Because the narcissist thrives in the same environment that starves the insecure to the endless attention economy. A study published in Science Alert found that people with low self-esteem tend to post more about their romantic relationships, seeking reassurance. But narcissists? They post about their success, their diet, their workouts, their achievements to prove superiority. And here's the unsettling part. Those posts often perform better. They get more likes, more comments, more engagement. Not because people truly admire them, but because we've been trained to reward confidence even when it's hollow, even when it's cruel. So the cycle continues. Society applauds the narcissist, and the narcissist grows stronger. It's a self-feeding machine of ego and attention. But if you've ever been close to a true narcissist, you know behind the glitter of charm and charisma is something deeply cold. There's no reciprocity, no empathy, no warmth that doesn't serve a purpose. You exist to reflect them, not to connect with them. And once you stop reflecting, once you stop admiring, you become disposable. That's the dark truth about the narcissistic braggart. They don't need your love. They need your worship. And once the worship stops, so does your worth, at least, in their eyes.
And that's why I'm gonna start the video. Because that explains what's going on. And you know how to treat this person that does that. Gosh, I keep flicking my screen. My bad, John. Oh, hey, no, I get you. Hey, I get you. Hey, cause it cut. Hey, and not worth it. I get you. It cut both ways. Cause you swing the sword, they come back at you. You cut yourself too. So I was using a different metaphor, but I know what you meant. I wasn't saying nothing against that, but yeah, I just wanted to show this this video and just give my commentary to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that's going on that in the sector that we don't talk about, and bragging and bringing, you know what I'm saying, trying to belittle other people is it's prevalent, and it's deceptive. You know what I'm saying? It's people want to, minimize the little success that you just try to share with people, to share their um their tactics to belittle you. Like these people don't have they, I actually feel bad for these people, because it's like, like you have to make me look bad to make yourself look good, and I'm not even trying to be better than you. I keep telling you, Sim, what up, though? What's good with it, Sim? It's all good. What up, though? I hope you're having a good evening. You know, but it's like I'm telling you, I'm an average regular dude. I'm nothing special. I'm nothing great, and you still want to try to belittle me in front of people because you think that makes you look better, but it doesn't make you look better, and it really doesn't affect me, regardless to the people who join your side or agree with you and all that other shit. Because at the end of the day, I'm a regular average dude. I'm somebody regular. I'm not nobody special. So you trying to show off and brag about the shit that you got don't mean nothing to me. Y'all didn't see me on this motherfucker, hair all fucked up on my face, got the George Jefferson going on. Y'all done seen me in my worst, and y'all seen me in when I look good and shit. Whatever. Y'all know what I mean. Like y'all see me in my worst, y'all see me in my best. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not seeking the motherfucking I'm not seeking the approval or the best, and all of that other stuff. I'm not seeking it, because I'm just who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I accept you for who you are, accept me for who I am, and whatever you don't like it, if I don't like it enough where it question my morals, I won't fuck with you. But if it's just what it is, then it's what it is. At the end of the day, we are all average. There's nobody that's greater than the next person. But trying to belittle someone else doesn't make you great. And that's the message that I'm trying to convey. Is regardless to how you brag and try to make yourself be better than other people, you're just a regular person at the end of the day. So but that's all I motherfucking got to say. I still got some things I gotta do with this at the end of the day. And I my StreamYard got some shit saying that my motherfucking minutes low type of shit. So they say it renew on the 26th. Yeah. Hey, I got a bald head, I got a scar on my shit, I'm all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean, bro. Like, like I ain't on this motherfucker trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to oppress people, bro. I'm just who the fuck I am. Derry, what up, though? It's good with it. Hey, look, I don't care about the likes and the views and shit. I just got something to say. If y'all wanna like my shit or not, it don't matter. I'm just here to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not at a point where I gotta motherfucking be putting my cash app up and all that. I don't have time for that shit like that. I don't want nobody donating to me and be like, no, Derry, you can still say it though. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is that it. I mean, it'll help my channel grow and they get my message to other people, because all I got is a message. You know what I'm saying? I got something to say. You know what I'm saying? I just got something to say. So, but yeah, like I just wanted to present this, and I don't care if nobody react to it. If you wanna, you know, shit, if you wanna share it or whatever, like it, whatever you do is what it is. But the message is what it is, and if somebody else say it, because I only got 10 people on my shit, if somebody else speak my talking points, I'm not gonna be mad and be like, oh, let me see, Oh yeah, not worth. You know what it is. Hey, good thing it's Friday for sure. Yeah, but that I don't know if I can drop the link or not. At G Mama, yeah, hey, you know me, G Mama. Come on, we chop it up. Look, hey, I'm just trying to get people to understand that we all have an experience. We all got something to share, and you know what I'm saying. If you're talking about something that's gonna be for evolution and being better, then I'm with that. You said post my cash app. Let me see if I can. I think I gotta save. Oh, I gotta save in the banner. I mean, hey, bro. If anybody want to donate, I appreciate it. I ain't on that. I ain't on that type of time. I'm just saying that I'm on this motherfucker to just talk because what I'm saying, the message without incentive is the best message because the message is supposed to be told. You know what I'm saying? It's not supposed to be. You don't gotta pay me for the knowledge that I have because I'm supposed to give it to you. I'm supposed to share. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge is not supposed to be paid for. Like I don't live in a capitalistic mindset. I'm supposed to share. I'm supposed to share what I learned in life. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to pass it to somebody else because that's gonna help us all together be better. So hey, it is what it is, and I posted it, bro. So that's what it is, and whoever donated is what it is, and I figure to do something good with it. Shit. Yeah, but it's just all of this bragging and trying to be better than the next man is not what we do. And it's crazy that we got our own people bragging about shit that they got and trying to look down on somebody else. And we all average, everyday, regular people who got jobs. And some of us chose a path that led to more lucrative endeavors. Like, man, how, what up, though? Like, the rich man is still, look, the rich man is still, the rich man is still the motherfucker, regular motherfucker who came from nowhere that chose a path and he actually made a way for himself and he did something that the other person couldn't do. But that just means you chose a different path, but you still the same regular everyday motherfucker. I see A9 Job, I unblocked you, bro. I think I did. So you could look in the chat all you want to, bro. This ain't just about you. So don't think that you're special, sir. This wasn't just about you. This was about you and other people who brag about who you are and try to make other people look down upon themselves. So, I got Johnny. Hey, it's what it is. Yeah. True Seven, what up? Hey, wait, True Seven? True Seven shouldn't be blocked. I don't got True Seven blocked. You know. Finichi, what up though? You should have just came in here and spoke like I did when I came in your chat. What up though? Or said something. You didn't have to come in here and just throw your eyes up in this motherfucker. Like I know you looking, bro. I think if you watch, hey Felicia, I think if you watch this video, you will learn a little bit about yourself, bro. Who you portray to be on this YouTube shit. Instead of just being yourself and probably, you know. But this ain't just about you, so don't think that you're special. All right. Just to let you know. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you. Hey, anybody want to see Kiss My Cheeks in my chat? Y'all gotta put that shit on all comments because YouTube hate her. YouTube hate her, so you gotta put it on all comments so people could see. Yeah. Hey, Felicia, kiss my cheeks. Don't speak on you. She don't say nothing. Anytime we talking about your ass, she jumped down from the counter. So you better not say nothing to her. She been being honor. She the one who honorable about you. You know that's your signature emoji. Well, don't put, bro. I'm a man. Don't put no emojis. Just say what up though. Bruh, just be solid, bro. Just say what up though. You ain't got to look at me, bro. Like that's weird. Like don't just look at me. Say what up though, or hello, or however you say that shit in your language or my language. No, you ain't gotta do that, bro. I already told you, you really not my enemy, bro. But you made me somebody who's adverse to you. Like I don't never have no problem with you. Wait, who is Dari saying you a woman? Oh wait, Dari, who are you talking to? Oh no, my bad, Dari. I apologize. You might be talking to somebody else. My apologies. I didn't mean to do that. It's just I'm not sure when people come in that's not normally around and shit. I get a, you know. Yeah, I'm just saying like, you don't have to down somebody else to make yourself feel good. You should feel good about yourself. That's a self thing. And looking down on somebody else is not a position that you should take because at any given time it could be taken away from you and then you'll be looking up. So it's all about just being humble and you know life experience and understanding that sometimes you know well all the time you should be thinking that I'm great by myself. I don't need nobody else to make me feel great. I can be great by myself. And that's Finichi, that's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, you don't have nothing greater than nobody else. And that what you have doesn't make you better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the inside shit. The inside shit is what matters the most. And if you can't be a good person on the inside, the outside is gonna be fucked up. That's why I say I can earn the respect of people. And I don't if I don't if I don't earn their respect, then so be it. But as long as I be myself, they got the choice to accept me or not. And if they don't, or if they do, that's on them. And I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool. I'm just saying from my perspective and my point of view, where I stand on this whole topic of bragging about who you are and saying I'm better than you because I'm not better than none of y'all on this motherfucker. I say all the time, I'm evil trying to be good. I've done some horrible shit in life, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not, I'm not bragging on that. And I'm just saying that, I'm learning something in life that sometimes you got to, you have to evolve and change and be somebody different from who you are. And me bragging about shit that I've done in my past is not going to make people respect me. It's what I do right now at this moment is what don't give people the choice to respect me or not. And that's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying since I've been on this motherfucker. So hey, hey Finichi, I am a reactor, sir. I don't initiate nothing. So you say you match energy. I don't have no energy for you. Like I never did. I never had energy for any of these other men that or these other males that had problems with me. I didn't have energy for them. I wasn't even acknowledging them or even communicating with them, and they had issue with me. So I don't I am not the initiator. I just react. You know what I'm saying? And kiss my cheeks. I think I'm doing pretty good and not using weapons references. I think I'm doing a good job, so I might need to, a high five after the live and shit. You know what I'm saying? I might need a high five after this. kiss my cheeks. Just give me a high five, virtual high five, because I think I'm doing pretty good. You know, my bad. That's a personal joke, y'all. I'm just saying. You know, like I'm just saying. I'm just trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Like I'm taking the advice of the people that I respect because I know that they trying to help me be better. So I'm taking the advice and listening. So I'm not beyond correction or just a critique. I'm not beyond the critique. If somebody say, "Yo, you're doing this a little wrong. Try something else." I, it might take a couple seconds for the register and shit, but you know, it's what it is. But yeah, that's all the time I got. I just wanted to get up here and talk about this and maybe just get some insight to the sector and I if it worked, if what I presented is useful, then use it. If it ain't, it's what it is. But y'all shit. Not worth it. You know how I am, bro. Love legs. Respect, positivity. Um, focus on what's good in your life. You know what I'm saying? If something come into your life, um, address it. Say it one time. Get it off your chest. Then go back to focusing on the good things because the good thing is gonna make what you got going on in life a lot better, easier, faster, stronger. You're gonna be able to do the things, but get it off your chest so that be off your body, off your heart, off your spirit, off your mind, so that way you can focus on what's gonna make you better. Because that's the shit that's gonna make you. That's what's gonna change the world. You know what I'm saying? And if just address it once, and that's what I do. I respond. I react. I don't just initiate shit. You know what I'm saying? I do my lives after shit happens. I don't just go live. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's something that happened that made me think about it, and I had to react to it. So I just wanted to, get up here and say this, and I hope that that my message is being clear what I'm saying, because I'm not saying no sideways or subliminals or whatever the case may be. I'm being straight up. So but yeah, focus on what's good. You know what I'm saying? Focus on what you feel is best for yourself, and just be better. And you know, keep your power to yourself. Cause if you're a great person, you already got the power. So you ain't got to give it to nobody else. You just use that to build something else. But everybody have a good evening. I hope that my presentation was good and see this what it is. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.